Weekly Days of Our Lives recap, August 26 to 30. Shocking affairs, realizations, and confessions. It was a busy week in Salem, and the Days of Our Lives recap for the week of August 26 to 30 reveals a lot of drama in the form of a shocking affair, surprising realizations, and several confessions. What happened in Salem? The week saw plenty of problems that remained unresolved. Hello, everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone has having a wonderful day after watching these videos. Stay with us to see the excellent news of Days of Our Lives. Please hit the subscribe button and watching this video. Monday, August 26, 2024, at the cabin. Holly confronted Tate about finding him and Sophia half naked, but Tate insisted he only wanted to be with Holly, and she believed him. They kissed, and Tate mentioned Holly's Aunt Sarah, who had been hit by a car. Holly and Tate ate pastries at the cabin and discussed Mark's involvement with Aaron and Felicity. Fiona hid a vodka bottle under the bed when Xander arrived, seeking to see Victoria. Fiona expressed concern about finding the person responsible for nearly killing his wife. Fiona resolved to be a better mother to Xander and discarded her vodka bottle. Brady lied to Jada about his car being stolen, but she pressed him to file a report, suspecting the car thief could be connected to Sarah's accident. Kristen found Chad looking at an old photo of himself and Abigail and reassured him about Abigail's identity following a DNA match. Abigail met Dr. Mark Green, who helped her maintain the pretense of being Abigail Dimera. Chad confronted Abigail about her memory, but she felt stressed and threatened to leave. Chad apologized and asked her to come home. Brady's car, damaged by the accident, was discussed with Kristen, who suggested that Brady show compassion to Sarah. Tate injured his ankle, but was assured by Mark that it was only a sprain, as Tate used crutches in the hospital. He and Holly avoided family members, and Brady, spotting his son, looked shocked. Tuesday, August 27, 2024, as Tate and Holly tried to sneak out of the hospital, they ran into Brady, who was shocked to see Tate on crutches and with Holly. Tate admitted he had stayed on Smith Island instead of attending lacrosse camp. In the hospital, Maggie shared with Sarah her own experience of grief and adjustment after losing her parents, encouraging Sarah to accept her feelings and adapt to her new reality. Jada informed Xander they had a suspect in Sarah's hit-and-run case, but couldn't reveal the suspect's identity. Xander, frustrated, tried to force the information from her, but ultimately apologized. Kristen, speaking to Stefano's portrait, revealed she had flattened Brady's car to protect their family. EJ questioned her story and warned her not to share secrets aloud. Marlena and John discussed their worries about Brady's involvement in the accident. Brady, visibly stressed, asked Holly to give him and Tate a moment alone. Tate apologized for lying. Xander arrived, and Tate apologized for Sarah's accident, which Brady also quietly stressed over. Holly, upset, realized that her actions might have contributed to Sarah's accident. EJ instructed Jada to arrest Brady after learning that Brady was the primary suspect. Kristen overheard the conversation and was upset. At the townhouse, Marlena expressed regret for not intervening earlier in Brady's life. In the hospital, Tate and Holly were unhappy about the events, while Xander reassured Holly that the blame rested with the driver. Finally, Brady arrived at the police station, surrendering himself as Jada called for an arrest warrant. Wednesday, August 28, 2024. In the hospital lobby, Holly tearfully told Tate they were indirectly responsible for Sarah's accident, but Tate reassured her that the driver who hit Sarah was solely to blame. Fiona, in the square with Victoria, lamented the lack of alcohol in her iced tea and confided in Victoria about her struggles. Justin approached, and they discussed Sarah's accident. Justin expressed hope that the person responsible would be found. Xander prepared to move Sarah to the mansion and agreed to let his mother move in. Xander supported Sarah's decision to adapt to her new life and helped her into a wheelchair. John, worried about Brady's potential involvement in Sarah's accident, waited for a return call from Brady and consulted Paul, who saw Brady pour a drink but didn't consume it. John feared the worst. At the police station, Brady confessed to Jada that he had been driving the car that hit Sarah, driven by guilt and a desire to set an example for his son. Jada advised him to call his attorney. Justin questioned Brady about the incident, and he admitted to being drunk and having a vague memory of hitting Sarah. Justin advised him to stick to the facts and not fully confess. John and Marlena learned that Brady was the driver who hit Sarah. Jada told Xander that Brady had been drinking, and Xander found Brady at the Salem PD and attacked him in anger. Jada and Justin stopped the fight, and Xander vowed that Brady would face severe consequences. Thursday, August 29, 2024, at the Horton house, Chad left a message for Abby, and Thomas asked him about his phone call. In the square, Mark reassured Abigail that Chad believed her story about asking for directions, while Felicity gave Mark a pointed look. At the pub, Kristen was frustrated by Brady's actions and argued with Ava, who was upset about being fired due to Gabby's ultimatum. Kristen's apology did little to comfort Ava. At the DiMera mansion, Stefan found Gabby dividing their space with duct tape and discussed the house division with EJ, who taunted him about his relationship with Ava. Mark talked to Felicity about their parents and his punishment methods, while Ava and Kristen talked awkwardly about Melinda's departure from the company. In her apartment, Connie brought food to a restrained Melinda and accused her of causing Li's problems. Connie planned further retaliation against Gabby and others. Gabby and Abigail talked about their mutual grievances, and Chad tried to explain to Thomas why he was staying at the mansion. Chad discussed his dilemma with Abigail, who suggested he move out to avoid lying to his kids. Meanwhile, Gabby eavesdropped on EJ and Stefan's conversation, and Ava encountered Connie, who was confused about her employment status. Melinda continued to struggle against her restraints while conversing with a cardboard cutout of Li. Friday, August 30, 2024, in Abigail's room at the mansion, she and Chad discussed his return to the Horton house for the kids. Chad agreed to move out but expressed concerns about her staying there. Stephanie, Abigail, received Everett's ashes from Jada and reassured her about taking care of them, while Jada struggled with her feelings about the situation. At Connie's apartment, Melinda realized Connie was responsible for killing Leigh and tried harder to escape. Gabby pondered Connie's suggestion to sleep with someone for revenge. Connie and Ava briefly discussed Melinda's firing, with Connie then returning to Melinda and revealing her own criminal actions, including killing Everett. In the DiMera foyer, Gabby confronted Stefan about their past and had a heated encounter with EJ, which ended in a passionate affair. Stephanie considered reaching out to Connie about Everett's ashes, while Jada continued to worry about Rafe's recovery. Jada sat by Rafe's side at the hospital, urging him to wake up. Meanwhile, Abigail told Chad she didn't like being alone. Eric returns Sarah's flashback, Hattie's warning, body and soul drama. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of September 2, 2024, reveals some surprising twists. Fans can expect Eric Brady to come back to Salem. Sarah Horton Kiriakis remembers the accident. Hattie Adams warns Bonnie Lockhart Kiriakis. Also, there's plenty of body and soul drama. Eric Brady returns. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of September 2 reveal that Eric comes back to Salem. This isn't permanent and will just be for a short time. The reason for Eric's return is to support his brother, Eric Brady. Eric will also probably catch up with Marlena Evans, Roman Brady, and Holly Jonas. While Eric is in Salem, he will also have a fated confrontation with EJ DiMera to have a confrontation. Sarah Horton's flashback. During the week of September 2, Sarah will have a memory of the night of the accident. Initially, Sarah said the headlights were so bright, they were blinding. However, there could be other details, such as Fiona Cook's voice when she got out of the car. Speaking of Sarah, expect her to push away Maggie Horton Kiriakis' body and soul drama. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of September 2. Leo Stark informs Chad DiMera he's quitting the newspaper. While Leo has a gig writing for Body and Soul, the TV venture seems to have more challenges than it should. Stephanie Johnson encourages Alex Kiriakis as he prepares to audition for Body and Soul. However, Johnny DiMera makes a shocking discovery about Channel Dupree DiMera. Plus, Paulina Price explodes on Aide Carver. Eventually, Abby will confide in Kate Roberts Brady. Fans can also expect Hattie to give Bonnie a warning. Week of September 2, 2024. Gabby Herandez DiMera confronts EJ with a harsh truth. Later, Gabby makes a confession to Stefan DiMera. Speaking of Stefan, he has a nasty encounter with Abigail DiMera. Stephanie tries to help Abigail with her memory. Maggie is hopeful that Justin Kiriakis can help Brady. John Black tries to dissuade Brady's bold move. Tate Black wrecks his romance with Holly. It is also teased that Holly will be devastated by a secret. Sarah's forgiving heart vows to help Fiona with addiction for Victoria and Xander's sake. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of September 2 to 6 reveal that Sarah Horton Kiriakis will have a flashback memory of the accident, and it looks like she'll be able to confirm that Fiona Cook was behind the wheel and not Brady Black. By the time the week of September 9 to 13 rolls around, Fiona will look to flee the land of Salem. So is this it for Xander Kiriakis' Paul Telfer mom? Even if she doesn't successfully leave town, prison will be looming for the mother and grandmother, and it seems odd that Days of Our Lives would bring this character in just to write her out so quickly. After all, it's been a mere few weeks since Fiona's debut. Other than exposing that Xander is Victor Kiriakis' John Aniston's son, Fiona hasn't gotten the opportunity to fully immerse herself into the little town. Sure, her fling with Brady was interesting, and the hit-and-run storyline. However, it did seem as if the soap was going to drag this out a little longer than it did. There's got to be a plot twist somewhere in this storyline. So could Sarah's forgiving heart play a factor in whether Fiona spends time in jail? Xander's mom may try to leave Salem, but there's a good chance that the police will find her. When they haul her back to town, could Sarah decide to drop the charges? After all, how can she have Victoria and Margaret Kiriakis, the Care twins, grandmother, rot in jail? Sarah has been the very reason Xander has changed so much. Could she decide to be an equally positive influence on Fiona? Could she convince Xander to send his mom to rehab? Maybe Fiona just needs a second chance and the love from family to help her change. Days of Our Lives spoilers suggest that Fiona's story in Salem may be from over. So what happens next? And will Sarah play a factor in keeping Xander's mom in the little town?